Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Again, for anybody new to the channel, my name is Tim. This is Freight Master Resources, where we provide tips, tools, resources, and sprinkle in a little industry news to help you grow and be more successful in the freight industry. Today's topic is about niching as a trucking company. And if you stick around during this video, I am going to have a giveaway. So I'll go over the details on that a little bit later on how to get that. And so before I get into today's video, I really would like to give a shout out to you. Without you guys, obviously, it wouldn't be here. You guys have been so awesome with the comments, the likes, the sharing, everything here lately. And it's just, well, actually the whole time. And you guys, you guys are awesome, right? Like just absolutely phenomenal. I love talking to you guys. The emails that I receive, and some of your comments really inspire me. They really, truly do. There's times I'm thinking, well, is this the best topic to go on? That kind of a thing. But the fact that you guys are finding value from my videos is really, I'm humbled. I'm truly humbled. So with that, I'll get into today's video and we'll get it going here. Again, don't forget to stick around for the giveaway. Finding a niche can be a great way for your trucking company to stand out in a competitive market, right? We all know that we've been in a kind of a down market. It's been highly competitive. There's been instances of, carriers having loads canceled because another carrier jumped in and said, oh, well, I'll do that load for $1.20 a mile or whatever, kind of a thing. It's been a very interesting 2 years, right? So I thought I would help provide you with some steps to get you started in finding a niche. Maybe you're a brand new trucking company, or maybe you are fairly new, you're young, you're small, and you're really kind of trying to find some direction, right, on how to become more successful through niching, right, versus just sort of that kind of like with what some new freight brokers go through with sort of that shotgun method where they're just boom, they're trying anything and everything. So again, we talk about niches as a freight broker. The same goes for trucking companies. So to start off, researching the market, okay? Load boards. These online platforms list available freight, browse them to see what types of loads are in demand and what rates they command, okay? This can help you identify potential niches with higher profitability, okay? Local industries. Look at the industries in your area. Are there any that rely heavily on a specific, on specific types of freight? For example, is there a strong agricultural industry that needs produce transported? Okay. Focusing on local needs can be a good way to build relationships with your shippers. Okay. And if you guys have questions, I do have the live chat open. Actually, let me pop that open here. Or if you just want to say hi, okay, that's fine too. So getting back to my notes here, niching ideas, specialized trailers, right? Dry vans are versatile but common. Okay, there's probably more dry vans out there on the road than any other equipment type. Okay, consider trailers designed for specific cargo like refrigerated goods, oversized, hazmat. These often require extra permits or training, but the higher barrier to entry can lead to better rates, right? Do you have a TWIC card, right? Things like this, okay? Time-sensitive deliveries. Niche down on expedited freight that requires fast and reliable transport. This could be medical supplies, automotive parts, or anything with tight deadlines. Okay. The one example that I would like to use for like expedited or time sensitive freight, and I think I brought this up during a previous video, was I got a call. Oh, it was probably 5, 6 o'clock my time, PM, and hello, uh, and I got a call and they said, "Hey, we've got this box. It's a prototype part. It's picking up in, I believe it was in New Jersey. We need a Sprinter van, and it's got to be in Detroit by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's got to be dedicated, basically open checkbook, whatever it costs, just get it there." Okay. What happened was is GM had a prototype part built over in somewhere in Europe, I believe it was, and they were barely made the deadline to get it to the U.S. Okay, and this prototype was supposed to be, in Detroit to be reviewed, discussed, whatever it was they were doing with it. But this thing had to be there. Okay. Well, just so happens, because I love to network and I love talking to carriers and all of that, I actually called someone who I was pretty sure had a Sprinter van in the area, and they're like, "Yeah, actually, we've got a team. We can absolutely get that get that in Detroit by 8 a.m. What kind of rate are you paying?" I said, "Well, what do you need?" Right? And they're like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, because it's got to be there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, this is like DEFCON 4, right? It's got it. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's got to be there." So they charged me what they charged me, and then of course I added my commission to it. Customer said, "Hey, beautiful, whatever, go." And so we got it picked up. They actually got there, I think it was about 6 a.m. in Detroit, and had it delivered 2 hours early. Customer was happy, everybody was happy. But this is another example of a specific type niche, and that's primarily what that carrier did. With their specific equipment type, they ran dedicated with Sprinter van. Okay. Moving on. Let's see where we at here. Fragile or high value goods, right? Specializing in hauling delicate, I almost can't read my notes here, items like electronics, furniture, luxury vehicles, right? If you're in the auto transport section of things, this requires specialized equipment and careful handling, but can be very lucrative. Okay. It's kind of the example that I've used before, is that obviously as a carrier, you're going to get paid more hauling a load of gold versus a load of lumber. Okay. Or a load of plastic, right? Or a load of pallets. Okay. So always consider commodity, and if you have that, that additional insurance, because, I know most carriers run, 100,000 in cargo, but if you have that 150, 200, 250, this really, and I get that it's an added expense, but it can really open you up to higher rates, because some of these load values are more, right? We actually just recently went through this with one of my dedicated carriers. Customer, the load value went over and beyond. So, I said, "Hey, I can get it added, but it might be a little bit more expensive. Talk to your insurance company and see how much more it would cost." It was actually quite expensive for him as well, but it was going to be even more if I added it. I went back to the customer and said, "Hey, we can do this, but this is what the cost is." They actually gave us more than what we asked for, which, I was kind of shocked, and went back to my carrier and said, "Hey, we got more than what we asked for." He said, "Beautiful." Because we've got such a long-standing relationship with this customer. We've had zero screw-ups. Well, check that. I'm not perfect. I actually screwed up a load last week. It was supposed to be a round trip. I only sent the rate con one way, because I break that down. I send, one rate con for one way, and then for the other way back. I forgot to send the other one. Just kind of had a brain fart, right? It was entirely my fault. I admitted to it. Said, don't blame my driver, my carrier. It was entirely on me. Customer, hey, you guys have always done a great job. It's okay. They weren't really happy about it, but, they understood. So, after all these years, I messed up one load, right? But it happens to me. I'm not infallible. Considerations, okay? Investments. Some niches require specific equipment or permits, so factor in the upfront costs, okay? Look at your competition. Research the level of competition in your chosen niche or niche, however you want to pronounce that. While less competition can be good, a completely empty niche might indicate low demand, okay? Look at the profitability. Don't just focus on the coolest niche, right? Make sure that there's enough demand and profit margin to keep your business running, okay? By following these steps, you can identify a niche in the trucking industry that allows you to build a strong reputation, attract reliable clients, and achieve long-term success, okay? One final thought on that is that if you look at some of even your larger trucking companies, like Ryder, for instance, right? You don't really see any of their trucks with sleepers, right? They're all running day cab, but they're running dedicated freight, right? They've got a niche, they've got that clientele, so niches can really be profitable. Okay, it's just which one is the right one for you. Obviously, like I mentioned, do your research. Okay. I am going to get into the giveaway now. Before I do, again, I'd like to remind everybody about my recommended tools and resources in the description below. If I forgot anything, if you're looking for something I don't have listed, let me know. You can email me at, I should have this pulled up, but I don't, freightmasterresources@gmail.com. And, I do have other companies that, I use or whatever. I don't want to bombard the description section with a ton of links and stuff like that. So these are the main ones that I really like. But if you're looking for something else, obviously let me know and I will get that to you. If it's something that I don't use, again, I have a very vast network and I have some people that I really truly trust, their recommendations, and I will forward their recommendation on to you. Okay. So today's giveaway, like I said, I did the one the other day for freight brokers on like best sales practices. So I wanted to do a free PDF giveaway, best sales practices for trucking companies. Okay, this is going to be in PDF format. All you have to comment is Freightmaster, okay, and then email me at freightmasterresources@gmail.com, and I will reply with that PDF to you. Okay. It basically covers, sharpening your niche, understanding needs is key. These are just some of the highlights on it. Reliability and communication being paramount. Value-added services and how that makes a difference. Streamlining and automation. Investing, in your people. Building a strong brand. Okay. Things like that. So if you're interested in getting that, again, just comment Freightmaster and shoot me an email at freightmasterresources@gmail.com. And again, I will send that over to you. Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today. Does anybody have anything that they would like to ask me? Maybe ideas for the next video? I do have some ideas for some other upcoming videos. Okay, great. I will have that over to you. Just shoot me an email. But again, I really want to thank everybody. you guys have been phenomenal. Like I said, you've been really kind of an inspiration to me with all of the comments, the likes. You guys are awesome. Okay. And I hope that, we're making a difference out there and you guys are finding success, through these videos. Because like I said, we're none of us ever started out knowing everything. If little backstory on me, for those of you that are maybe a little bit newer to the channel, when I started out, years ago, I took a training course, but I didn't have any sales experience, right? There was some gaps in that training that I took. And by the time I finished the training, got my position as an agent, I was lost, right? Good morning. And so, I joined a couple of Facebook groups and there was so much negativity that I almost gave up, right? But I did have a couple of people that actually commented. They were brokers and carriers that kind of helped me out and helped point me in the right direction, gave me some tips, some pointers, right? And I thought, how awesome is that? And why is everybody so protected with sharing information and helping each other grow, right? The freight industry is so massive that I didn't understand that. So that's why we started our own group, and then eventually this YouTube channel. And I thought, if it happened to me, it's happening to other people, right? Whether you're a trucking company, a driver, a freight agent, a dispatcher, a brokerage owner, whatever, right? When you start out, there's going to be hurdles, obstacles, things like that you're going to face, information that you don't have. And again, nobody's born knowing everything. So again, I just wanted, I hope, you guys find these videos useful and everything, because, everybody goes, I think, through a lot of the same scenarios that I went through, right? Some of the headaches. So yeah, thank you. Yep. Email me, freightmasterresources@gmail.com. I will get that PDF over to you. And does anybody have anything else that they would like to add before I kind of sign off for today? I don't want to take up too much of everybody's morning. We got a lot going on. I've got a load out of Canada I got to take care of today. We got a lot covered this week already. We've got some follow-ups. Got a couple of you out there that I'm helping get your first customer. In fact, one of you out there, we actually found kind of a niche that I don't want to give it away, right? But it was something that I had kind of dabbled in years ago, but I kind of had struggled with, like I said, early on in my career as a freight broker. And I kind of gave up on it because I could not source enough of the right equipment type for that specific cargo. And we had some headaches, some issues. Some of it was, I don't know if it was the customer or if it was the receiver passing on bad information, but then, it was a lot of fires that I had to put out, right? And so I gave up on it, but through some, further investigation here recently, it looks like there is some more capacity for that and some opportunities for, quite a bit of success as, as a freight broker. So we're kind of working on that. Let's see, got somebody else we're looking for some refrigerated freight for, new customer there. I don't know. There's a lot going on. I have to go through over my other set of notes and reminders and things. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today. You guys are awesome. So with that, if you ever have any questions, even after the fact, if you don't think about it right now and you want to reach out to me again, anytime, I keep that email monitored regularly throughout the day, and I will do my very best to answer you. And if for whatever reason I don't have an answer, again, I have a ton of people that I can call on that, could help us out with that particular question. So All right. Well, I look forward to seeing everybody here tomorrow. Again, probably won't be a live. I'll probably do it pre-recorded again. Just because sometimes, depending upon how the day goes, right, it's not always easy to do lives. But I hadn't done any lives in a while, and that's why I did the one last week for brokers and the one today for carriers. But I kind of want to do some more of this with some giveaways and things like that. So I will be trying to get sprinkle in a couple of lives here and there for you guys. And like I said, if there's anything you guys would like to see, shoot me an email, comment on one of the videos, and just let me know if there's a particular topic you'd like me to discuss. And with that, I guess I'll go ahead and sign off, and I will get these PDFs out to you guys. Again, I hope you're having a great day, great rest of your week. And as always, be kind to one another. All right. Bye-bye now.